Everybody, thank you very much for joining. Welcome to the Palisadoes Foundation's GSoC Introductory Kickoff meeting. My name is Peter Harrison, and my role in the organization is primarily to be a product manager for the various applications. And I will also be handling the management of many of our mentors and volunteers. So that's my primary focus. If you are having proposals and ideas about proposals, please work directly with the mentors themselves. We have documentation that talks about that. Many people try to get in contact with me, but I have so much and other things to do that it is really best for you to talk with the mentors. I'm really trying to make sure that everything works together as a whole, and doing the additional work of the proposals and ideas is just too much. So today's agenda is going to be relatively short. I'm going to be doing the introductions, and then after that we're going to have Shanika doing a presentation on the code of conduct and getting started. Then we will have Ashima doing work on the Taloa setup and issue assignment, followed by Noman. After that, we'll have a Q&A. The Palisadoes Foundation was created as a non-profit organization, and it's a Jamaican diaspora-led operation in which we wanted to promote tech on the island with a software education focus. And we have IT professional volunteers helping us out, at first only from Jamaica, but now we have them from around the world. We have local Jamaican sponsors in many cases, but we've also become international, and now we are a GSoC participant. The Taloa suite of applications are what we are going to be using for the GSoC period, and Taloa is a community organization management software. So if you have a community organization and you want to manage your membership, this is the application for you. But we've also included some social media and community outreach type features so that it becomes more inclusive. And so there would be an incentive for the membership to use it, and also for the management and administrators to use it as well. And so these sorts of organizations would be clubs, neighborhood groups, volunteer organizations, nonprofits, and religious institutions. If you want to get started with the Palisadoes Foundation and Taloa in general, please start with YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, and then from there, what I'd like you to take a look at is the Getting Started Developers channel, our playlist. There you will see a number of videos. Most of them are about 3 to 5 minutes long, and then from there, you will be able to get yourself acclimatized with what we're trying to achieve. We have a site called docs.taloa.io where you'll find a lot of our automated documentation. The information related to GSoC is on this site as well, and it's also another good source of information, more detailed information than you would find on the YouTube channels. Information about GSoC for Palisadoes can be found at palisadoes.org/GSoC. And then we have a Slack channel that you can get to using this link. The Slack community is one that is very useful for many of the participants across the board. And I would suggest that you take a good look at the Slack pinned posts, especially the pinned posts in the general channel. There's information there about similar types of software to what Taloa has, and there are also just some good general guidelines that I think would be useful for everybody. Now, I want to especially go over the branching strategy that we have at Taloa. So in some of our repositories, we have a main branch, and the main branch is the default. But the main branch had the features of maybe a few months ago, and now we are really focusing on the develop branch. And so when you are doing all your work, you're doing your pull requests, you are looking at documentation, look at it on the develop branch. It's really important. And so how to get to the develop branch, you go to the repository, click on the branch drop down, and then from there you'll see the various markdown files that are there. One of the most common issues that I've seen with people working in the repositories is that they're using main and interacting with develop or doing main only. Please, it's really important that you're focusing on develop. So what do we need? We need the best students and participants globally. And the best how? It's not just good ideas that we are looking for. There are many, many other features. We want you to be reliable, have a knowledge of the framework. Code needs to be stable. There needs to be good readability. You need to meet the deadlines. And of course, there has to be a professional attitude. And so there are strategies for success. And these include the usual things that you'd expect: forking the repos, reviewing the issues, getting clarifications, building rapport, watching our YouTube videos, and of course, applying. Now, if you don't apply, you won't be able to get a chance. And so I know that many of you have questions about applications, and I just want to give you some statistics about 2023. So last year, we had 61 applicants. Of those 61, only about a third made it to the shortlist. Most of the ones that we rejected were not of very good quality. You, as a regular person, would look at them and say that this is not very good. And so we looked at the 20 for the shortlist, and of those, we got 8 slots with Google. Historically, for the last 3 years, we have got 3. Historically, for the last 3 years, we have got 8 slots. And so this year, for 2024, we decided that we would just go for about 8, maybe 9 project ideas, because that way we will know we're getting exactly what we want, that there's less likelihood of us being rejected. And so therefore, that is our strategy right now. So at the moment, we have 7 project ideas. Noman and I are working on an 8th. There could be a 9th. I don't know whether that's going to be occurring sooner rather than later, but the 8th one should be up and running in about a week's time. Okay, well, thank you very much, everybody. That is all I had to present for today. I am now going to stop sharing my screen, and the next person is going to be Shanika.
Okay, hello again, everyone. I'm Shanika. I'll be presenting on getting started with Talawa repositories. Just a general overview of where to start, where to find information, and kind of start poking around a little bit. So first, let's talk about the code of conduct. As an organization, Palisadoes facilitates a diverse, kind, and respectful open source community. So the goal is for everyone to work in this way and promote these kinds of things when working with our code base. So we pledge to act and interact in ways that contribute to an open, welcoming, diverse, and inclusive and healthy coding community. Fun as well. Positive contributing, demonstrate empathy and kindness toward others. Always be respectful to others' opinions, experiences, and their viewpoints. We in this type of community as well, we expect graceful giving and accepting of constructive feedback, because we are working with each other's body of work. So that's a good thing in terms of ensuring that when we provide feedback, it's constructive, and when we get feedback, we accept it gracefully as well. Also, just generally promoting the spirit of fun and collaborative open source coding. Unacceptable behavior, ultimately, we know inappropriate, unprofessional, or discriminatory behavior, any use of offensive language or imagery, public or private harassment of your fellow coders, no trolling, insulting or derogatory comments, publishing of others' private information such as mobile phone or email address, ultimately anything that can be classified as inappropriate. We have our moderators, which will be largely volunteers. They ensure that the activity on the repositories always adhere to the code of conduct. They will remove, edit, they'll reject commits, code, whatever it is that you submit. However, if it's not respectful or in the spirit of open source coding where everyone is fulfilled and everyone enjoys themselves, because this is something that a lot of us are doing for fun. So they will remove it, but in removing it as well, we expect that they will always provide you with a reason that it is removed or rejected. So that you can ensure that you get from our moderators. Guidelines. So ultimately, consequences of these things will generally start with a written warning from our moderators, something private. If the activity continues, then you expect more stringent consequences, such as a temporary ban or ultimately a permanent ban from contributing to our repositories. And we don't want to get here, so we maintain just in the spirit of active, healthy, fun contributing. So you can find the code of conduct on our GitHub page. Let us know if you have any questions or if you need to report an issue. Once an issue is, if you need to ask what constitutes a comment or so as offensive, if anyone has an issue with it, we will look into it, and we will. So if you yourself have any issue, you can go ahead and report it to us. So getting started, first place to start on the Taloa repository on GitHub. So on there is a link to our Slack community. So on the Slack community, there are several channels. A general channel just for general information. You can introduce yourself also in the introductions channel. So you can find, it's good also to work in groups to collaborate. That's in the spirit of open source coding as well. Also, the three main channels, Taloa Mobile, Taloa API, Taloa Admin, and Taloa Docs, the four main ones. So those are the main channels for communicating regarding any issues, any comments, or any work you're doing that you'd like to collaborate with on these channels. Also, there are some automated channels. You can subscribe to these ones, so you can subscribe to these ones, so you'll be updated on any activity that's happening on them. Well, any changes that are being made to the repositories. There's Taloa Mobile-GitHub, Taloa API, Taloa Admin, and Taloa Docs. So in terms of documentation, you expect in the root directory of most all our repositories, you'll find a README file, a contributing file which details information about how you can start contributing to these repositories, issue guidelines in terms of how to get assigned to issues and how to work them, PR guidelines, how you submit your PRs, and also an installation and configuration .md files. So these are files that generally get you started in terms of installation and configuration of the application. Also, our documentation site, docs.taloa.io, it is under construction as well. We welcome work on improving our documentation. It's good a good place to start would be develop a guide, general and GSoC ideas. So you can when you get some time, you can browse that site and see what seems interesting to you and what you want to work on during GSoC. So general issues that we place priority on, any serious bugs that need to be fixed, badly broken features that need to be fixed as well. Also, our goal is to get to 100% testing coverage, so issues related to those will be prioritized as well. Also, anything that resolves poor documentation. So we expect that you will find areas in our documentation where it could be improved. So we welcome issues and we prioritize the issues that resolves poor documentation. So first things first, for set up the Taloa API, and then you can set up the other repositories with the Taloa Mobile, Taloa Admin to start working on those projects. So in terms of contributor review queue, we'll work on, so we will be assigning based on a queue. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 contributors in the queue. So those persons in the queue would be addressed first in terms of assignment of issues. And while those persons are being assigned, we won't consider other contributors unless they're in the queue. So how do you get assigned to issues on GitHub? Simply, you can send a message, you can note on the issue, please assign this issue to me, and the outcome or mentors will respond either when the issue is assigned, suggest other issues, interesting and fun issues that you can work on, or just generally speak with you in terms of what your plans are to work on the issue. So that would be it. We refer you to the YouTube channel. On that channel, most all of what we've spoken about, any additional information that you might want, that is a good place to start. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot, Shanika, and we have Ashima coming up next.
So after Shanika and Peter, I will basically be covering two important topics regarding the Palisadoes organization. One would be about the application setup, how you should move forward with the applications or or different project that we serve under the Talava. I'll say under the Palisadoes Foundation. So if I talk about the major three repository where we make issues and where we want our contributors to contribute and add value to are the Talava API, Talava admin, and the Talava mobile repository, which you can see over here. The Talava admin, the Talava API, and the Talava repo. You can find them under the Palisadoes Foundation organization page. So we'll move forward with the Talava API. If we talk about the API, we have one common API project that serves and handles API for the Talava API mobile and Talava admin portal. So if you are anyone who is working around the API, then you majorly focus on the Talava API repository and the Talava admin project. If we talk about the Talava admin, there are certain features that are really important. If we talk about the admin repository, that is, the admin repository uses the APIs that usually revolve around users, events, and other services that we keep on adding in the Talava admin. For example, that can be plugin management and other stuff. I think all the contributors if you have set up Talava or even if you have gone through some videos, you will be able to just go through these services which Talava's admin portal basically provide. Apart from that, we for all the setup and installation, we encourage all our contributors to go through installation.md or the configuration.md file. These are some files which are in all the repositories, and we really encourage to just go through it because these files are properly structured and documented for all the possible environments that we feel people will be using in majority. And these files will answer all of your questions before any mentor or any other co-contributor could do. So it would be really nice if you can go through these files before setting up the project. Now, coming to the admin repository, for the admin, again, you will require two projects to be up and running in your local machine. One would be the Talava API instance and the other would be the Talava admin. So for the admin file also, you will have two major documentation provided. Again, the installation.md and the configuration.md file. If I move further, if we talk about the API access, API right now we are running it on the local machine and you can run it with the help of the installation.md file that I've mentioned previously. Moving forward and just considering about the mobile repository of the Palisadoes Foundation that we call Talava. For mobile to be up and running, we require all three Talava admin, API, and mobile repositories to be set up in your local machine. And then you'll be good to go to contribute as a mobile developer. But if I talk about more things, we are not right now available on any of the app store, and we can basically make download a release application or a APK in our mobile while developing. So to do that, you have to go to the Talava repository, which I just uh, showed, just presented. Then if you have to click on the release, and from there, release folder, you can basically download the app release.apk, and that will give you a smooth experience if you just want to see how the production or the end or the updated code will look like for all the mobile developers. uh, API access would be similar for the Talava repository. And again, stressing on the documentation, we really recommend you to go through the installation.md or the configuration.md. These will help you setting up all the projects that we serve under the Palisadoes Foundation. Okay. Um, Moving forward to the GSoC issues and how we go around the issue assignment or how we go around the PRs and stuff like that. So, like in this PPT, we majorly will be focusing upon how we assign the issues and how the PR reviewer assignments work. So in the GitHub, when a issue is created, we assign the issue, and when you create a PR for the issue, for the corresponding issue, we assign reviewers to each issue. And meanwhile, in the chat that happens between the issues and PR, you can definitely ask journal questions regarding to that issue or that created PR. Also, members, for example, the person who is assigned reviewer or whom you can reach out to review your PR usually changes every week. So for one particular week, we have a roster where 4 to 5 people are assigned to review your PRs, and you can just reach out to them. You can stay updated to who actually is the person who will be reviewing the PR for that particular week. You can reach out to that person, and that person can help you move forward with your PR. So, if we talk about the type of PRs, we give all the PRs that fixes the bugs a priority. We really want those PRs to be moved just quickly so that we can get rid of the bug, and other co-contributors just don't have any issue um, working around all other Talava projects. And we also give our warning or error or deprecated issues if we face some. We encourage all the other contributors also to let us know if they face any of the error or warning or deprecation issue while building. This way, we just keep all the projects updated, and this way we get to know about major vulnerabilities that we see across all the developers or all the contributors system. Apart from that, the issues like redesigning or building a feature ahead comes under priority. We would encourage you to work on these issues as soon as you can, and just not take the assignment casually, because once we make these kind of issues, we really want the progress to be seen so that we can move further on the other dependent issues on that particular one issue. As Shanika mentioned in the previous slides, she told that we really focus upon the test also. We try to maintain 95% plus test coverage. This way, all our code is tested and we end up in a bug free code. And also, Talava is a huge repository. So, testing it is a priority so that we just don't end up with something which is adding value but is broken. So testing is one thing which we really take seriously. And the last thing would be the documentation. As I mentioned that over here in Talava, you will see everything documented in a proper way. We would really encourage you, if you add any of the changes in env files or any of the change in general that require documentation or that will help any other contributor to just set up or contribute to Talava in any kind, we encourage you to update the documentation, because that is the actual purpose of open source, that no one is dependent on you for their contributions or their development process. And if I talk about more things, we really don't encourage duplicate issues. There are certain times when duplicate issues are formed and we close them. I don't think it is something to be disappointed or disheartened about. You can definitely move forward and add other features or other issues for the Talava project. Now, if I talk about how you can work on the assignment of the issue. So if you see any of the issue that has been created across any of the project in the Talava, you can simply just comment on it, that if that issue can be assigned to you, or you can just comment on all other issues that have no assignee, because we at Talava have a set of days that is of 2 weeks. If we see no activity, we ask the assignee, whoever is assigned to that issue, about progress, and after some set of days, that issue is automatically unassigned. And then, if there is no assignee to any issue, you can definitely ask any of the mentor that if that issue can be assigned to you. And just just be polite and kind to all other contributors and mentors, because we all are doing it as a hobby. We really like open source and we really want to add value. So just comment politely and kindly. We'll definitely get back to you. Any of the contributors or any of the mentors will respond to you and you can get that issue assigned. Also, if I talk about the um, if how we see the review queue, if in any of the issue or pull request. So if there are 4 contributors that have commented, we work on a first come first serve service. So if you are the first one who commented on that particular issue, we'll definitely assign that issue to you. And if you're the second one or the third one, then I don't think that there is a point commenting on it. You can definitely look around on other issues, but we'll definitely assign it to the first contributor if the first contributor fails to submit the PR on time, or if the first contributor is not interested in that issue anymore, he or she can unassign to it, and then the other person comments and we follow the same process. The loop then begins.
Ashima, I just want to let everybody know that I want to keep an eye on the time. We have a lot of this information is available for us on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And so therefore, the video related to this and the slides related to this are available there, and you'll be able to get to the information fairly quickly. I really want to make sure that we keep it on time. I was wondering whether Noman is available. Noman, are you there?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Noman, please go ahead.
Hi everyone. I am Naman, a mentor at Palisadoes Foundation. So basically, I'll be talking about like getting tech assistance from the mentors. So like once you get the issue assigned, there are multiple things that you may have in your mind. So the first thing is issue clarification. For that, you can always read to the like, description below the issue, and if still you will not be able to understand, you can just put a comment over that I don't understand this particular thing, and some mentor will clarify your issue. After the issue is assigned to you, you have to write the test for the particular issue. If you edited that particular file, you must write the test to get the PR merged. If you still have particular tech issues that you cannot discuss on the comment section, you can always reach out on Slack in the channels API admin and mobile. Still, if you have issues, you can reach out to mentors personally, members like those are frequent contributors or those who have long repository history. The Slack channels are always welcome. You can like I would suggest all the contributors to help each other and make the community great. And you can reach out to people by looking at the issue, pinned post on the issue section, and you will find the list of people you can reach out to by like for tech assistant. And moving forward, you can always check the idea page and the YouTube channel for sure for understanding the whole process. Further, I'll be talking about the pull request policy. So, a pull request is only merged if it fulfills all the criteria. There are certain rules and tests we already initialized using the CI/CD, which is the first rule is the issue should must be assigned to you for the PR for getting merged. Without the issue is assigned to you, the PR will be closed without any review. After that, it should follow the template and guidelines which is already described on the GitHub. The pull request should not changes the unauthorized files like the pubspec.yaml file or packagelog.json without any requirement. PR should not be a draft PR, it should pass all the tests, and you should not remove the assigned reviewers. It's a strict rule. You should not touch the reviewer section. When we are talking about the passing all the tests, I'll show you what exactly we are talking about. So if you see here, there are certain rules for the test. So it should follow the linting rules, it should follow the formatting rule, it should follow the type checking to maintain a stable code base. If there is a rule, if you edited some file, you should have to get the test coverage of that particular file to 100%. Until then, the PR will not be merged. For the PR to be merged, you have to pass all the test cases mentioned here. If anything fails, it shows the merging is blocked, obviously to the mentors, not you. So you have to follow these rules. I think that's it from my side. Thank you.
Okay, so I think now is a good time for us to go into the Q&A. So I haven't seen any questions here. All right, so Mito, please go ahead.
Yes, so am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so hello everyone. Sorry, I have a sore throat. So my concern actually relates to the eligibility criteria. Actually, I know most people here, the contributors and even some of the mentors, are students.
Mithil, you are not audible.
What?
Yes, you're very
Am I
low.
audible now?
It's a little better. You may want to get a little closer to your microphone.
Okay. Just a sec. Am I audible now?
Yes, it's louder.
Okay. So my concern actually relates to the eligibility criteria. I know most people here, the contributors and even some of the mentors are students. And I know Palisadoes' commitment started with university students. And all over the docs, it's about students. So actually, I myself am a graduate. And since
Right.
Google has made it open for everyone, I would be applying as well. So I just wanted to know whether Palisadoes would have its own filtering, its own eligibility criteria, or would it follow Google's?
No, there's no filtering criteria. We use the term students because we've been accustomed to using it for so long.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
what I
there,
thought.
yes, so we will be following the guidelines from Google.
Okay, that's it. Thank
Anybody
you.
that meets those requirements will be fine. Okay, so we have some other raised hands. I think we've got Anubhav. Can you?
Can I speak, sir?
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, first of all, very good evening. I have one question. Is that currently I'm working on my proposal. So how exactly should I contact my mentors, sir? Because I have to ensure that I'm not disturbing them, but at the same time, my message reaches them. So how should I contact them?
Yes, the the GSoC pages that we have mention how to do that. There's a mentors at palisadoes.org mailing list to which all the mentors are a member of. There's further information. Just go to the GSoC page and click through. There's information there that will help to guide you.
Okay, thank you.
Also, like Peter, I'd like to add something here that I see a lot of people DMing on LinkedIn, Twitter, or mailing in general. Every mentor is trying to help you. Just be patient. They'll definitely reply, and just don't spam every of their socials. Trying to seek for help. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So we've got Vasu. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have like a suggestion regarding GSoC idea. Like you have mentioned in docs pages that we can give our own ideas, what we feel. So I saw mentors for their hybrid innovation, and I saw mentor and I messaged them on Slack. So that is the right way to approach to give ideas to organization.
Yes, you can do that and then also send to the mentors at palisadoes.org list.
Okay,
All the
I have
mentors.
to mail that.
Yeah, do that just in case. What happens with all our mentors is that many of them have day jobs, and some of them, as you know, are students. And so they may not be able to get back to you immediately, and therefore there are going to be delays. So you're going to have to be a little patient. This is something that
Yeah, I
happens.
totally understand.
This is something that happens every year, and sometimes the delays get worse closer to the end of the GSoC period because it is at that time that we get more and more and more requests. And so the earlier you can communicate with your mentors, the better it is for you. All right?
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
got it. So I should mail the ideas.
Yes, you do that, and then also on Slack. Some of our mentors aren't always on Slack, and so try to do the other methodology as well. Right.
Yeah, understand. Thank you. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Peter. Am I
Hi.
audible?
Yes, you are.
I have a doubt. Let's say we have an idea in GSoC, and will more than one proposal be accepted to the same idea?
No, that is the way that Google works is that you can you you have your ideas and you submit the idea with a single person. We don't have they specifically state that there should be like no shared idea contributions, and so we try to abide by that, and therefore one idea and the best submitter for that idea is what we give to Google to request the slots.
Yeah, got it. Thanks.
Okay. Any additional questions? All right. Shaikh, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Yeah. Basically, my doubt is regarding the proposal. Like, do we have any predefined format of the proposal? Like, the format of the proposal changes every year, or can we get any reference to previous proposals so that we can follow the same format to apply to the GSoC?
The GSoC pages have guidelines as to how to format the proposal. It gives you some broad titles that you can use. If you go through the GSoC documentation on docs.talawa.io, it's all there. We have tried to use or give people samples in the past, and then we get exactly the same thing in the following year. So we try not to provide that information, but we give just general information as well. Okay, next person. Okay, Antrikesh, please go ahead.
Hello everyone. So I just wanted to ask that how much the contributions in repos matter apart from the proposal for selection in this organization?
That's a very good question. So we don't take into account the grand total number of pull requests. Once somebody seems to be capable of doing the work, then we start looking at their proposals. You're going to be much better off doing fewer, more meaningful pull requests than a lot of less meaningful pull requests. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Peter. Got it.
All right. I'm going to let some of the other mentors answer the next set of questions. So between Noma, Nashim, and Shanika, they can continue asking or answering questions, okay? So Dante, go ahead. One of the others are going to respond.
Okay, so my question is, suppose if we have an idea for a project, so like, do we have to take a confirmation from mentors, like before writing a proposal for it, or like, is it fine? We can start writing proposal for it.
I would like to take this. I think it's better to discuss with the mentors about your idea before submitting the proposal and make sure you get reviewed before if you have something new. If you are submitting a proposal to the hybrid innovation, especially, like it's better to discuss with the mentors first.
And is this idea, this is like fixed, or is it gonna change?
There might be some changes. You should keep an eye on it.
Okay, thanks, sir.
Yeah, Divyanshu, go ahead.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Suppose if we have a proposal or can we make a issue on that and start working earlier?
Devanshu, for that, if you have chosen an idea and you want to work on that proposal, we suggest not to do that in the contributing period, maybe because we focus on a lot of other development issues, and it's not a surety that you will definitely get selected for the proposal. So just maybe work around the issues that the mentors are making, or if you see any bugs or stuff like that, work on those issues first, and maybe then the features that we require in the project in future.
And my other question is, there you just told us about the 8 to 9 projects. So can we create more ideas or any ideas different than yours?
As Noman mentioned, that if you have any hybrid idea, try to talk or get in touch with the mentor of the hybrid innovation idea, and I think they'll guide you better on this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Anurag, please go ahead.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So my question is, Peter mentioned before that Peter and Numan is working in like 9th project, I guess. So do you guys will like accept our projects from proposals, or do you guys have predefined projects that we have to work on?
We have predefined projects. We will working on the ideation of the project.
Yeah.
We will list it soon. So you have to make proposal on that particular thing.
Okay. Thank you.
You can give your ideas by reaching out to mentors. Yeah,
okay, like we can add on more ideas like that, no?
You can discuss with mentors. If the idea looks fine, they might add, they might not. But the slot will remain 8 to 9. It will not increase.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, before we go on, I think Shanika had something to say. Shanika?
No, Norman covered it. I was going to mention that the ideas list that we have should form a general set of areas that you should focus on. So it would be good for you to build your own ideas around those and how to improve those and expanding those ideas that we've already listed. So that's one way. How much bigger can you make the ideas that we already have?
Yes, I want to add one more thing. We have the projects, most of them are 350-hour projects. And we have noticed that if we make the duration of the GSoC period just for the minimum of, I think it's 3 months, we usually don't get good quality output. And the reason for that is because many people who are working on the GSoC projects are students, and sometimes they're doing summer courses and their summer exams. And so we will have periods of 2, maybe even 3 weeks of no activity. And then if you have two of those over the 3-month period, then we don't get very much traction. So what we've done last year is that we stretched out the period to, I think it was 20 weeks, and the quality of what we got was much better. People weren't as rushed. They could give more time to their studies. And I think we got a much better overall product at the end of 2023. So it's not because we want you to work more, it's because we want you to be more successful in your professional lives in the long run. And that's why we do it that way. Okay? Anybody else has a question? One of the other mentors will answer.
Sir, I wanted to ask something more. You said that the number of PRs don't matter, but the quality of the pull requests matter, right? So my question is that means when we're contributing to your repository, where in the Talava Docs website, it was written that the number of pull requests and previous contributions are given like more weightage as compared to like the proposal itself. So what is the balance, right? Like 50% or like more given to previous contributions and less to the proposal itself, or the vice versa?
Okay. The way that we handle this is that we take a look at at the pull request. Has this person done any pull requests? And then if that answer is yes, we take a look and say, has that person done pull requests that added meaningful functionality to the repositories? Have they done a few of them? And based on their proven abilities in the PR, do we think they will be able to achieve what they have said in their proposal? So the PRs are a validation of what you are presenting in your proposal so that we know that you'll have a greater chance of success. Right. So,
and we can expand upon the ideas, right? Like if an idea is given on the GSoC ideas webpage, we can expand upon that idea and like inculcate our own additions to the base idea that is given, right?
yes.
Like we can do that.
Yes, that is why in most cases the ideas are left a little vague so that you can expand upon them. One of the things that you're going to need to be discussing with your mentors is whether your proposal is wanting to achieve too much and therefore you don't succeed in the final output. It is better for you to work with the mentor to trim your ideas to the most important aspects, and then from there you will have a better chance of success. Does that answer your question?
Okay.
Right. Yeah, it's not so much I know many of you would feel that it's a numbers game, that I've opened and closed so many issues and I've opened and closed so many pull requests. We use the pull requests to try and determine whether you'll be successful with your proposal. And that's why we say the quality of your pull request is important, because we feel that that would have a reflection on the quality of your ability to complete your ideas. Okay. I'm going to stop talking and let one of the other mentors answer the next question. Please go ahead. I think it's Antrikesh.
So hello, my next question is that if we want to discuss our proposals, so can we DM the mentors and get suggestions about that proposal?
I think yes, you can DM the mentors, but don't spam their social media. DM on Slack especially, or you can reach out to the mailing list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vasu, go ahead.
So yeah, like we have like in a GSoC period start from May, and I have like a final sem exam. So in the proposal, can I like mention that I cannot in these 2 weeks my productivity will be 2-3 hours because of my final exam, and other period I can commit the full hours. So will it affect my proposal?
I think it's not necessary. Like we don't ask in which weeks you are available or in which week you are not. So in the timeline itself, you can mention that, like in this particular weeks I have my exams. This will not affect your selection.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
If your timelines are aligned with the project.
I want to give some feedback about, or just some information about, the volume of requests that can sometimes come in. And so when I wake up in the morning, I usually have my inbox with about 20 to 30 emails, and that is excluding my emails from work. And I go through them and I try to see which ones are the most important ones, and I look at them. By the time I get home in the afternoon, I probably have another 30 to 40 plus direct messages, which is why when we say, please go to the mentors, I am almost definitely going to be a bottleneck in most cases. And so if you have any questions, contact them directly. If you have questions in the PR, try to contact the people who are the reviewers. I'm going to be focusing, like I said before, on the product roadmap and some of the really critical PRs and not much else. So you really have to work with the volunteers that we have.
There are multiple projects which require multiple tech stacks, in which we have to work on all three repository. And suppose our tech stack is limited to just only TypeScript or just only on Flutter, and we have to work on one of the project that require all three tech stacks. Could we still write a proposal on it?
Yes, definitely you can write the proposal for it. It's not necessary to you have to be an expert in TypeScript to work on the API side. You can learn and do it side by side. That
At the time of this whole thing, we could learn it and implement all the things.
exactly. While building the proposal, you can read about it. You can learn the concepts.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, sir.
So just like Dante said, I wanted to ask one thing is that while I was working on some issues in the API repository, I found that a lot of things are like interlaced. So any what you can say drastic change in the API affects the admin portal as well as the mobile portal. So in the issues section, it was mentioned like this is the repository which is connected with this issue in the GSoC ideas. But let's say I'm making a change in the API, which is going to like have profound effect on both the admin portal as well as the Talaba mobile app. So do I have to work on like all three repositories, or will I just work on the API section and then create issues for like the front end?
See, there can be two approaches to this. Firstly, you can fix the API issue and create the corresponding issues in the admin or the Talava repo, and other people can come in and definitely help you. There are some cases that happened in this contributing period itself, that one person was working on the API issue and the other was working on the admin issue, and you can definitely collaborate with each other and get it done. And if you see that no one is interested, or if no one is commenting to fix that issue, you can take both the issues and then fix it likewise.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
And once GSoC has started and you've been selected, that will probably not be available to you. So you're going to need to know all the stacks that are relevant. But prior to that, try to take advantage of the other persons in the various other repositories to get some of the work done. All right. So we've got Mito, and one of the others that's going to answer your question. Please go ahead.
Okay, so about the discussion a bit earlier, and as mentioned in the talks about basing the proposal or the evaluation on the pull requests, since it's so hectic for everyone, everyone's so busy, is there a deadline to that? Like the application period starts on March 18, right? So would you be considering the PRs only up till that date, or would it be flexible?
For the PRs, if you're talking about the PRs that we take care in the contribution period, we welcome PRs through all time, in all the time of the year. There is no deadline that till this only you can apply. But if you are focusing upon GSoC, you can contribute till the date where the selected people are announced. You can contribute till that date, and even after that for next year maybe. Yeah. Yes, Dante, you may go ahead.
We can showcase our previous projects that matches the proposal where on which we are making project on. We can showcase that, right?
Yes, definitely you can. You can draft them in your proposal.
Okay. Could it be could we get some already written proposal or something, like we could take idea of how to write our proposal?
I think this is not related to Talava or the Palisadoes organization. In general, you can get a lot of proposals on internet. People have posted them. Just take reference from there, but just don't copy paste them.
Okay, so there is no fixed format in the for Talaba. We have to. Okay.
As Peter mentioned, there is no fixed proposal format, because if we provide with something, usually people copy paste everything, and we don't really like or encourage that. So we don't have a fixed format as of now.
Okay, thank you.
There is no fixed format, but there is a template on how to write a proposal on the GSoC page of Talaba Docs. You can refer to that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I see a question in the chat that is by Vamshi, and they're asking that, sir, can we put all three proposal to the Palisadoes Foundation? If yes, what are its pros and cons? So yes, you can definitely put three proposal in the Palisadoes Foundation, and I don't think there are any pros and cons. The proposal slot is something that is provided to you by Google. If your proposal is something that serves the purpose of the idea and the mentors like it, you can get selected. But on this note, only one proposal gets selected. Um, Not more than one can be selected, even if you apply with three proposals for three different projects. I think, Peter, we don't have any questions, and it's about time. Maybe we can wrap this up.
Yes, I think so too. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. We've come to the end of the hour. This has been recorded. We will put it up on YouTube very shortly. And we wish you all good luck. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to us. And we hope that this will help to make your life with the Palisadoes Foundation more enjoyable, and that your contributions will be more valuable. Thanks a lot, and we look forward to interacting with you on GitHub.